Now, here's the thing, everybody. I've been on TikTok way too much, right? For those of you that aren't on TikTok, TikTok is something. We're going to go down a rabbit hole, but it's not the usual rabbit hole. Well, just bear with me here. TikTok is very good at showing you stuff that you watch. Not necessarily stuff that you want to see, stuff that you watch. So I've been kind of in the TikTok vortex of like seeing a bunch of like crazy racist tirades in public by Karens. Right? And that's kind of been like the big thing, right? Social media has been on this trend of like showing Karen meltdowns in public. So, I don't know if you guys used to watch NLBC like way back when with Lee Chung, Tinchi, and those guys. But Lee Chung used to go down a bit where he would say, Tinchi the type of ninja too, and then would say things that are like mildly irritating, right? Like Tinchi the type of ninja to leave a 2-cent tip on a $10 check. Something like that, right? That got me thinking. Steve, Karen in the fighting game of Street Fighter V is a ridiculously rich white woman who beats up on Birdie, right? Like Birdie's her training partner. She beats up on Birdie all day, and then instead of paying him for the training, she just gives him food. That's pretty bad, Steve. That's very bad. That's extremely bad. And that got me thinking, what type of Karen is Karen?
Wow, this is happening. This is happening.
So we're going to dissect and see what type of Karen is. And
Oh, dear God.
we're going to try to find out if Karen was to have a meltdown in public, how and why would it happen?
I want you to understand how much I'm blacking my face right now. I just want that noted for the record.
Oh, man.
Can we talk about this Photoshop job, though?
Steve, look, in my own defense,
You did not match up the neck, but you did trim off just a little bit of that hat line to make it look like the hat works.
now hold up. Steve, I'm gonna pull up something. Where is it? 7:26 p.m., Steve. 7:26 p.m. is when we decided to do this. I was still at work, and I still managed to this out before the show. Now, here's the situation. We're going to dissect and see, based on some assumptions, of course, what type of Karen is Karen. So, first,
We're not playing the clips, are we?
no, we're not playing the clips for our sake and yours.
Thank you.
First, there's this Karen who was known as the Karen of SoCal because she would go up to Asian Americans and go on racist tirades about how Asian Americans don't deserve to be here. Is Karen this type of Karen?
She's half Japanese.
Exactly.
No.
Exactly. Karen is not this type of Karen. So that Karen is not this type of Karen. We can equivocally say Karen is not this type of Karen. Let's move on to the next Karen.
How many of these are there?
There's a couple.
Okay.
Now, there's this Karen who is someone who is slightly inconvenienced by a larger problem and decides to then inconvenience everybody dealing with this larger problem. The meme here says, I would like to speak to the manager of coronavirus. Is this Karin the type of Karin that is Karin?
I would disagree. Karin is able to handle her own problems. Depending on the patch, she is able to handle her problems very, very well. Or at least somewhat well. So I would say, no, this is not her.
Okay. All right. I would agree, and I think the chat agrees as well. Chat, I believe the blocker grab emotes are usable
BOV
if you're a
block
follower.
And BOV grab, yes.
Yeah. You should be able to use them as a follower. You don't have to be subscribed. So let us know what you think. Grab for if Karin is this type of Karin. Block if Karin is not this type of Karin. Let's move on to the next one. This Karin pulled the gun on a bunch of people protesting. Karin... We're not gonna. I could go into the details of this because the protesters were encroaching on her house. However, that stuff was so 2020 late at this point. Is Karin the type of Karin to pull a gun on a crowd?
No. She's got so many strong moves. She does not need any weaponry.
Yes.
Also, I don't think this is a Karin. I'll get into that later. So, but no.
Yeah. Okay, so everybody agrees Karin is not this type of Karin. If there was Shadowloo soldiers, what? She would beat. Yeah, no. So that's what I'm saying. She beats people up instead of pulling guns on them. That's fine. Let's move on to the next Karin. This Karin called the cops on a person of color while mishandling her dog over photographs that did not involve her. Right? So it's one of those people that she saw a person of color doing something and then decided to call the cops and be a jerk about it. I'm oversimplifying these, but we've all seen the videos. Is Karin the type of Karin to call the cops on a person of color?
I do not see her doing anything to mishandle any animals. I do not see her mishandling people in terms of race. I just feel like she mishandles people in terms of tears. So I would say no. I would say no.
All right. I agree as well. So Karin is not this type of Karin. Now, this next one, we're going to lightning round. Because this is a threefer. We're going to do a 3-for-1.
A threefer.
We have 3 Karens on the screen. One Karin assumed that her neighbor, who was a person of color painting Black Lives Matter on his fence, was not her neighbor. The Karin in the middle called the cops on, I believe it was a barbecue at a park. And the last Karin, all the way over there by Steve, is a Karin who called the cops on a child selling lemonade because they didn't have permit to sell lemonade. Now, lightning round. Assuming a person of color is not your neighbor, is Karin that type of Karin?
No.
No. All across the board?
No. Across the board, no. I don't think she's going to... Karin's yard is so big that she wouldn't even be able to see her fence. So,
true.
Not the first. Secondly, she's not going to call anyone herself. She'll have someone else do it if there is a problem. I don't think she's going to care. So I don't think she's the second or the third.
Mm-hmm.
So no, I don't think any of these apply.
Mm-hmm. I don't disagree. All right. Then last but not least, and we may not be able to get to the bottom of this today, which just means we'll have to have more segments of what type of Karin is Karin. All right. Last one for today. Is Karin the type of Karin that Elon Musk is? Where
No.
they have unlimited money and they buy out small towns in Texas and say they won't make things bad, but do.
No. No. Just no. Let's not compare anyone to Elon Musk right now. Let's just set him all the way to the side.
I mean,
All the
look,
way to the side.
when you beat someone in Karen's stage to the right side, you put them on a rocket and they go flying, Steve.
I'm still not sold. Okay. There is one more. I put it in the drive. Are you able to add
Oh
that? It should
man.
be listed Steve Spick.
Okay. All right.
So here, like, if I'm gonna get real for a second, I feel like the phrase Karen has been overused to the point where it loses all meaning.
Mm-hmm.
I think that it should only apply in situations where a person is making a complaint and being overly aggressive in their complaint to a person in a position of service that is either the fault of the complainer or something out of the service person's control.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's a lot of stuff that just gets chalked up as, oh, that's a total Karen thing. That isn't. That's a completely different issue. So I don't think she's a Karen at all.
Okay.
I think she's a Courtney. Right here. If you remember the show, as told by Ginger, there is a character called Courtney Grippling who was rich, but she didn't think she didn't treat others poorly intentionally. She saw common people sort of like the way someone sees an animal in the zoo, with curiosity, trying to make, our lives aren't so different, you and I. Maybe someday we can share a common bond. There is sort of an aloofness there, in that connection. I think that is the way I would go. I don't think she's a Karen. I think she's totally a Courtney.
I don't remember it. I think I don't. Have I ever watched an episode of As Told by Ginger?
You know what? You have homework tonight.
I'm not gonna do it.
It's simple as that. If you don't, you're gonna get an F.
That's fine. D is for degree, they say.
It's on Paramount Plus, I believe.
I don't have Paramount Plus.
You can sign up for a 1-month trial, and you can watch soccer with that 1-month trial.
Steve, you know what else people can do for a month?
What?
And that is use their Twitch Prime on this channel. Because Twitch Prime, it allows you to get one free subscription on Twitch per month, and it is free if you have Amazon Prime. And let's be honest, if you're here and your Twitch Prime is available, you're going to forget about it. So don't let this free money go to waste. Don't let Papa Bezos get away with free money. Please use your Twitch Prime subscription on Best of 5. You can click subscribe, and if it says subscribe for free, you should be able to use it. Thanks.